Jamaica Olympic Association, Mr. Poole, warm and informative session. You painted a vivid picture. Throw down the stress button. Ensure that we ensure both appreciation to you is as bound.
One is to thank Amika, but secondly, just
to ensure that this second edition.
We are one of the brightest set of people on this planet, believe it or not. But badly managed, wrongly handled, misdirected, ill-disciplined, that is it. That is it.
I think it's a great idea, the concept of these breakfast meetings, forum, they call them, to start to figure out how to make sports a lot more beneficial to the society at large. It is okay to have, produce champions and we all celebrate, but there's life after championship, and sports brings with it life lessons and life skills that people can use even if they never compete at an Olympic event or at a world championship event. But, you have to compete in life every day, and I think that for them to want to think about how the intersection between what they do and national development can be broadened, I think it's fantastic. What they're doing is remarkable. Instead of just being a little group in and of themselves, they are opening their doors to hear other viewpoints, and it is the exchange of ideas and thoughts, I believe, that will help to strengthen their product, because they have to really rely on the wider society to provide the people who they are nurturing to represent us in the wider society. So any dialogue, any narrative, any interaction, positive, I believe in that.
The Jamaica Olympic Association is a repository of solutions, for we're not preoccupied with problems, which are simply challenges for us. We look squarely, face on the challenges and strategically assess them, and then become consumed with overcoming them in the interest of our members and sport.
No, certainly the conversation is going to continue, because it has always been from the inception that the athletes are concerned in terms of their ability to earn during the Olympic period. So that issue has been around from some time. The ruling by the German court, of course, softens the rule of IOC, Rule 40. What we are going to have to do, of course, is to look at a delicate balance, as I've indicated, because there is the commercial reality that the NOCs as well as the IOCs must enjoy the financial support of their top sponsors, so in order that they can fund the respective games. Certainly, the athletes must earn. But as I say, there has to be some sort of parity at the negotiating table. We understand the need for the athlete, but at the same time, we have to look at the ability of organizations to host and stage games. It's a reality. There are not many cities now in the world that can host an Olympic Games simply because of the financial risk and also the fact that there's a lot of expense involved. Mm-hmm. And therefore, if we want to afford our athletes the fora for assuming and transitioning to the international stage, we're going to have to ensure that there is money in the coffers in order to put on these games. So we'll be looking at the judgment. I haven't seen the judgment in its entirety, but I'll look at the judgment. And certainly we are going to be also ensuring that our athletes get some sort of forum with us so that they can discuss their issues. But as I said, at the end of the day, it's balancing competing interests.
Yes, Mr. President, is this the indication that the Olympics will now water down? It will no longer be the sort of Olympics that we used to. Because in my feelings, and over the years of Olympics, the star athletes goes and shine to the world and then make money after. Now to get money and go in the game, would you think that would belittle what we know of the Olympics?
Well, certainly there is a school of thought that you must not introduce money into the Olympic Games, because the Olympic Games stands for the prowess of the individual, the selfless spirit, the ability to perform beyond the incredible and at an optimal stage. And if you introduce money, there is a school of thought that you may very attenuate those values and those precepts of the Olympic movement. So it's a question of balancing. I am not a supporter of any prize money for the Olympic Games. I will make that abundantly clear, because we have to protect a territory in sport, which is territorial value. We must encourage our youth that they must be interested in performing, not necessarily for gain or for profit, although that's a reality of life. So I'm not at all supporting of any prize money coming in, because there are some persons who are, of course, articulating that view. The Olympics must be kept an event that celebrates the human spirit, that celebrates the optimization of the human spirit without there being an impetus of money or gain.
That's my feeling too. Finally, Mr. President, when will this take effect? At the next Olympics or 2024?
Well, certainly the discourse will take place for the next Olympics. As I said in another forum, the ruling is Germany, a landmark one, but it is for Germany. There may be other jurisdictions, the courts of which may take a different approach.
Okay, so we might not have the same for the 2024 Olympics then.
No, we may not have it, unless, for instance, there is a ruling by the International Olympic Committee, because by virtue of their rules, the National Olympic Committees in the respective territories have to abide in terms of advertising and promotion and marketing during the Olympic period. If the International Olympic Committee decides that they're going to now soften that rule and make that amendment to the rule, then clearly the National Olympic Committees will have to fall into line, because we are guided and we are governed by the IOC rules during the Olympic period. But there is always, of course, the question of mediation, negotiation. And I always say in sport that before that we become adversarial in our positions, we should look to how best we can mediate the issue so that we come out with a win-win situation, because the athlete wants to perform on the international stage at the Olympics. And the sponsors of the Olympics want to have enough money in the coffers in order to put on the show for the respective athletes of the countries.